Hey soldier, let's get right tonight.
Here I go, scream my lungs out and try to get to you. You are my only one. I let go, but there's just no one that gets me like you do. You are my only one.
Welcome to the Solgr and Fusha Only show. I am Solgr Only.
With the one and only Fusha as well, here every Sunday.
Welcome to this week's episode. We got a lot to get into on the Destiny front. The hype train has officially left the station. The game has finally officially been announced this last week. I can't remember if our episode last week, if that poster spoiler had came out. I can't remember if we talked about that last week. It might have been.
Because the spoiler
think so.
came out like 2 weeks ago.
No, I think it was last week, and I think we did talk about it on last week's episode. But I'm pretty sure, because I think that poster leak came out. It was Thursday, because it was the Wednesday right after the final Age of Triumph reveal stream.
Yeah.
And then the poster spoiler happened Thursday. Then we had last week's episode Sunday. And then Age of Triumph dropped Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Then the very next day, on Bungie's official Twitter account, they changed their profile picture to this Destiny 2 logo. And that was their way of subliminally, officially announcing it in a way.
Yeah.
And then, the day after that, we had that little minute and a half teaser trailer that they called Last Call with Cade 6 when he was sitting at the bar talking about how he was in some boring meeting and all of a sudden there was a Cabal attack on the tower. So that part was confirmed. There had been a rumor going around for quite some time that Destiny 2 would feature definitely something with the Cabal and most likely an attack at the tower. And then 2 days later was the official reveal trailer, and that's like the main thing that got a lot of hype going. The trailer didn't have any gameplay, but there was also a lot of information pouring out from Bungie's like Twitters and stuff like that as that trailer was going on and as time was coming up to that trailer. And you did see it. You didn't watch it live with me, but you did watch it at a later point.
Yeah, I did watch it at a later time, and I actually really loved it. I thought that it was really good, and I like the way that they put the trailer. And coming up here soon, we'll have released gameplay. I think it's on the 18th.
May.
Of May, yeah. They'll show what the gameplay is like, but that preview that I saw was actually really good. I'm excited. I'm super stoked for it.
I mean, the community has definitely took notice of the fact that no Guardian that we have seen in the poster leak or these trailers have had their helmet.
Yeah.
And I think that and Bungie has said as much as that story and an immersive cinematic experience is important to them in Destiny 2. It's no secret that the narrative and the story part of Destiny 1 was its biggest downfall. Mm-hmm. The lack of an emotional connection to your main character. That could be a reason behind... Not only do none of them have helmets, but they're all human, too. We haven't seen an Awoken, an Exo. I'm not saying that I don't think that those species or whatever won't be in Destiny 2. I'm sure they will. But it's going to be interesting, because we do know that your characters from Destiny 1 will go forward. Not your gear, not your loot, not your light level, nothing like that. You are starting from scratch as far as that's concerned.
But most importantly, my stuff.
Oh yeah, Cade 6 and the thing. I do love how they did that in the trailer. How there's that quick glimpse of the vault blowing up.
Mm-hmm. I like that too.
And it's heartbreaking. Some of the stuff that I've heard from some Destiny podcasts around, some of the people on them were kind of like, oh, I didn't think I'd really, I didn't think it would get to me so much. But actually seeing the weapons and stuff in the vault and everything just blowing up and crumbling, and it's a totally different thing than to just hear that all your gear and armor and everything isn't carrying forward. But then
Yeah,
to see
like-
the vault blowing up, that's a totally different thing.
It totally explains why your stuff isn't going to carry over. And I like that they addressed that because there were so many rumors that, oh, you're not going to be able to have your same loot, you know, and all this. You're going to have to start from scratch. It's like, what? Why?
So how are they going to do that? Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm really glad that that's like one of the number one things they addressed in the preview. What is as to why your stuff isn't going to carry over.
Yeah, Bungie had to address that because when they confirmed that gear and loot and all that isn't carrying over, everyone was starting to get this worry like, oh crap, is it a complete reboot? Are they literally just wiping the slate clean and literally like starting over, right? Like even story and lore and everything like that, which would have really sucked because there's a lot of content creators in the Destiny world that specialize in just lore.
Yeah.
Most notably, My Name is Vive. That guy's content is awesome to watch. I love My Name is Vive. And especially if you want to know the lore, I highly suggest watching his YouTube videos. And he's actually a co-host on the Guardian... Is it Guardian Radio? Yeah, the Guardian Radio podcast. And he's really awesome to listen to about lore because he knows so much about the lore and it's incredible. That's one thing that I hope they change up in Destiny 2 as well. And I'm pretty sure they will. I'd be so surprised if they keep it the same way they did in the first, where how most of the lore you get is actually outside of the game in the grimoire that you read like online. Mm-hmm. Which it's crazy because there is so much. When you actually read the grimoire, you see that there is so much lore there. Like most people probably don't know that there's actually dragons in the Destiny universe. There's dragons somewhere out there. Like there's been dragons in there.
Yeah, which would be really cool if they implement that a little more in Destiny 2.
Yeah, it'd be cool to see those. And the thing with Destiny 1 is, like, so many plot threads are just hanging open as well, too. Mm-hmm. I mean, one of the most iconic thing, it probably is the most iconic thing of Destiny 1, the Traveler itself. Mm-hmm. We don't even know what it is.
That's true.
We don't know if it's like a deity or some kind of being. We don't even know if it's just a ship. Like... All we know is that when it shows up... Yeah, you know, it could be some kind of Prisoner Zero, Doctor Who type thing or something, you know? Like...
Just shell of light.
Well, that's where the Guardians get their light, you know? That's where they get their power. I mean, because I've told you, you know that the ghosts were created by the Traveler in its dying breath. When it was dying... That was the last thing it did was create these these ghosts.
Yeah.
And you know this too. At the beginning of the game of Destiny 1, remember the ghost revives you.
Yeah, because the ghost finds
you. Were dead. Yeah.
Yeah, the ghost finds you and says that he's been looking for you
for a long time. I think it's mentioned at another time, like thousands of years.
Yeah. For a definitely long time, but it's. You know, I'm just excited for Destiny 2 to see what is to come of it, and I'm really hoping we can afford the pre-order.
Yeah, let's start getting into some of the information that we heard other than the trailer. We know that there's already 2 expansions planned. They're not named. All we have is Expansion 1 and Expansion 2. There actually has been some new details that came out just yesterday or something. I'm kind of going to get into because I haven't done my full research yet. I still don't know a lot about it. But we do know that one of them is Trials of Osiris themed, and the other one is, I think, was it just Cabal themed? Don't quote me on it. I can't quite remember exactly what the other one was now. My mind's gone blank on it, but we do know there's 2 expansions. The first expansion is actually, this is one of the things that we learned today. The first expansion is actually supposed to be like December of this year. So the game's going to come out September 8th. That release date did get confirmed. We might as well mention that as well. So September 8th is when it comes out. If it's September 8th, obviously that's a worldwide launch, because remember we were debating if it was the whole September 5th America, September 8th Europe, which I kind of wish they would do that, because I'm a little nervous they are going to have a beta this summer to do a server stress test, so at least they have that, but I'm nervous of how much stress will be on the servers on launch day with a worldwide launch on September 8th. Because look what happened at Rise of Iron.
They, because of Rise of Iron, might have precautions already set in place.
Well, see,
Whoa.
Destiny 2 is going to have all new network, all new netcode, new engines. Like, it's going to be a totally, like...
Which is why they witnessed Rise of Iron, so Bungie's smart. They learn from their mistakes. They don't repeat
They really
them
do.
very often.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I'm sure once it does come out, with them changing their net and everything else, I think it's going to withhold. I don't think there's going to be some epic crash. I think it is going to withhold.
I mean, most games have little issues here and there, but Rise of Iron was just bad. I mean, literally, they flipped the switch to go live, and their server farm just took a big old dump. And it was down for like 2.5, 3 hours. Like, everybody was looking at black screens and Tapir codes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we know about the 2 expansions. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, so the first one is December this year. And then the second one, I think it's supposed to be early 2018. Or no, it was spring of 2018.
Okay.
Which, knowing Bungie and how they're definitely creatures of habit. So I can see if they are gunning for a spring 2018 on the second expansion, I could see it being in April, because April is kind of a big month for them. Hence the April update last year, and then this April, well, Age of Triumph was March, not quite April, but and then as far as the additions, there's the base game for like the standard $60. Then there's like a collector, or no, I think they call it like the Legacy or Legendary or something edition. That's $100, but you get the 2 expansions pre-ordered already, and then a couple in-game digital items, a legendary sword, an emote, and emblem. And then there's the granddaddy of them all, the collector's edition. That's $250.
Yeah, if only.
That comes with the same thing as the Legacy. So you get the base game, the 2 expansions. You get it in an awesome metal like art case. You get like art books, Cabal themed art books, Cabal schematics, like emotes and emblems, and the legendary sword still. Then the Frontier backpack, which can be worn as a messenger bag or a regular backpack, and it has a 15-inch laptop sleeve, some kind of solar panel in it. It's like a solar-powered USB charger or something. So to charge your phone or tablets or whatever you have in it, and then something called what do they call it? Some kind of like blanket thing or something. It said, so. And it's a dope looking backpack, and one thing we actually learned about it recently is that backpack is actually worn by a new in-game character, a woman named Hawthorne, who actually left the city when she was in her teens to live out in the wilderness outside of the safety of the walls for whatever reason. And I guess in Destiny 2 she finds her true purpose, and obviously she's an integral character of Destiny 2 if the collector's edition has an item she has in-game, right?
Right.
So, and that's all we literally know about her. I don't think we've ever really seen her. We don't know if she's like even in the trailer. Of course, there's a lot of content creators in the Destiny universe that are picking every little bit of detail out of these 2 trailers. The teaser trailer, then the reveal trailer. So, I mean, but information has just been pouring out on this so quick. And like I've said before in some of our videos and stuff, like, I'm wondering if Bungie wasn't planning releasing some of this stuff till a little later, because when we were leading up to Age of Triumph, they kept stressing, we're not talking about Destiny 2, we're worried about Age of Triumph, and literally the day Age of Triumph dropped,
Was the leak.
they put up the Destiny 2 picture on their trailer, or on their Twitter.
Yeah.
Then the very next day was the first teaser trailer.
Yeah.
And then 2 days later. So, I think that poster leak, I think it really did kick them into gear. And like we've talked about before, I think they were just taking advantage and they're like, let's hurry and get this stuff out while this hype is here and just build on it.
Right.
Which I think was smart because the hype for Destiny 2 right now is huge.
But it also could have been Bungie pushing for it, to where they're like kind of set up.
Well, it's kind of like cross promoting because them in turn of building this Destiny 2 hype, taking advantage of that.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, players, maybe Destiny players that haven't played it in a long time or left it, so they're like, oh yeah, Destiny 2, and then they're like, oh, well, what's going on in Destiny 1? Oh, this new Age of Triumph just came out. Let's check that out. So in a way, it
cross-reference.
Yeah, it scratches both backs, so to speak, of Destiny 1 and Destiny 2. So, I mean, it was definitely a smart move. I mean, Bungie's parent company right now, is Activision, and Activision is very good at making lots of video game dollars.
Yes, that is true.
Because they're the publisher of Call of Duty,
and some of the armor that they have for Destiny 2 looks incredible.
Well, the armor, the live stream, no, that was all Age of Triumph. That's all out now.
You sure?
Yeah, that wasn't Destiny 2 stuff.
Where it's light?
Yeah, when me and you watched that live stream of them showing off armor and stuff, yeah, it was for Age of Triumph, not Destiny 2.
Oh, wow, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, that was all Age of Triumph stuff that's out right now. But it's all raid stuff. Which, as we all know, I haven't done any raids yet, but Thursday...
Our anniversary.
It is?
Yep. 4 years.
Well, the person told me that the raid team, I think she said it was like 8 Eastern. So, which is 6 our time. I mean, we, can go to a movie or something by then.
True.
But I actually, on just a really quick side tangent, I actually played Trials for the first time today on stream. And
yeah, well, and then if you watched the stream last night, you saw us play zombies, which was really fun, and I really enjoyed it. And if you paid attention to the stream at all, there's one bit where I didn't realize we had grenades and we had just started, so I tossed a grenade and it hit the back of his player in the head, bounced off and went right back towards me to where I had to move instantly. It didn't kill me. Had I not moved, it would have. But I got damaged by it, and it was just the funniest thing. He's like, oh, we do have grenades, and it was really fun, and that's one thing that we're going to try and start doing every Saturday, although with Doctor Who coming up, we'll probably do it earlier in the day, is zombie survival Saturdays, where we dish out some zombies, because, I mean, I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun, and you lose track of time, and it's nice to see how far you can get, and how many rounds you can go, we made it to round 8, but then another time we made it to round 7, but got a lot farther in the game than we did when we played when we got to round 8.
Yeah, farther in the map.
Yeah, farther in the map, which was really, really fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to playing it again.
Yeah, that was our first time doing Infinite Warfare zombies.
I actually like Infinite Warfare zombies more than
I do. Yeah,
the other one.
We'll get into that right in just a quick second, but I'm glad that you brought this up because, yeah, I totally spaced it, and I'm glad that you brought this up because it was really fun streaming that together last night, and yeah, we are going to start doing this every Saturday. Pay attention to our Twitter, though, because then we'll tweet out the exact time, because that's going to be something that we're going to do at a specific time every Saturday, so...
We just don't have a time set yet because
No, not
Doctor
yet.
Who's coming out soon.
Yeah, because we think it's like 9 or 10 or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, now to get into the comparisons of Infinite Warfare zombies and Black Ops 3 zombies, both of us like the Infinite Warfare one better.
It goes off of the 80s, which is nice, just because, I mean, it's what we grew up in.
It's more familiar to
And,
us.
I know I was born in the last of the 80s, so I didn't really grow up in the 80s, but...
Yeah.
It doesn't mean I don't remember a lot of things from the 80s, and then, I like the 80s music playing in the background, too.
Yeah, I like that.
Whereas the one before it was more older, like 40s.
It was like 30, 40s kind of.
But out of both of them, there was still 4 characters, and one's a girl and then 3 guys.
That's what the last one was, huh?
Yeah. Only the girl was in that, like, corset, poofy dress.
Well, you know what's interesting? The Black Ops 3 had bigger named actors. That was them. Remember, it had, like, Ron Perlman from Sons of Anarchy. It had Jeff Goldblum. And then I don't remember who the chick was, or who one of the other guys was. But yeah, I think the ones in Infinite Warfare, like, they kind of sound familiar. But we did notice that poster for, I guess it's for one of the other DLC maps.
From the grave to the rave.
Yeah, the Rave in the Woods or whatever, and it had Kevin Smith and...
Yeah, it was From the Grave to the Rave or something like that, but
That's
was...
what the subtitle...
Redwoods.
It's like Rave in the Redwoods, is that what it was?
Yeah, Rave in the Redwoods.
Oh. I need
and
to...
it had Kevin Smith in it.
Yeah, I need to look it up to see how you get that, because that would be fun to try that one too. That looks like it could be a dope map.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how Call of Duty is, there's going to be more that keep coming out. Because if you remember the Black Ops 3, there was actually a lot of maps, but remember they were all downloadable ones.
Yeah. I enjoyed playing the zombies, though. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, I think they did a lot better with the Infinite Warfare one. The Black Ops 3 one was...
Though you said
it was a little harder, and it was just kind of...
Yeah.
It was a little more unrelenting.
Well, I mean, I think they were about the same. I definitely did better in the Infinite Warfare than the Black Ops, but I think it's still about the difficult level. It seems about the same for me.
I mean, yeah, it's not that big of a difference, but maybe it's just the Infinite Warfare, it's just kind of more polished. I think they spent more time on that mode.
Yeah.
Because the Black Ops 3 Zombies one seemed a little rushed. I mean, they're both really similar, like to like how they work, like how the mechanics work, right? You know, you have to. I mean, by boarding up and killing zombies, you get money, and then you can buy the weapons off the wall, so to speak. I mean, in Infinite Warfare, they're kind of like on benches or a cart. They're not like on the wall.
Yeah.
But I like how there's like little mechanics and stuff in it. Like you found Neil's head.
Yeah, that I thought was Ned.
Yeah, we kept calling him Ned at first. Well, yeah, because you kept finding his head, and you're like, oh, wait a minute, I saw his body. And then you ran over there and put it on. I'm like, hell yeah. And then we figured out the donating. We're like, how do we get it? Because we made it to the second area. And then we're like, where the hell do we go from here? There was like a donation here, over here. There was like 3, remember? Because there's one on left and right, and then one in the back. I think there was another one. There was. And I think when we made it through it, we went on the right one. So maybe next time, maybe try the left. I know the one at the end, at the like far end, it looked like some kind of ice mountain type thing. It looked like a big snowy mountain, and you went into a tunnel.
Well, remember there was the stairs, but we couldn't really get up the stairs. So, I mean, we probably come down the stairs. But then the portal where it says this portal opens somewhere else, and then we got to that end of the portal, and it shows you that it takes you back to the beginning.
It looked like the beginning, yeah. I think if we would have went through it, I think it would have took us to that point.
Whereas the Black Ops one is just kind of set in the old-timey alleyways. Whereas this one is actually set in an amusement park, and you're trying to get electricity and things back to the amusement park. So before you even leave the first area, you have to flip the switch to try and generate the power to get the amusement park working again. And if you made it outside of the first area and then you play in the second area, these clowns start to spawn.
At scene 5.
Yeah, it's like 3
yeah,
or 2
because it's all
clowns
movie themed. Yeah, we have to mention that. It's all movie themed, so they call them each level is like a scene, is what they call it.
Yeah. But the once you get outside of that first round, there's clowns, and they come running after you laughing, and it's like, oh dear God.
And they blow up, too.
Yeah.
When you shoot them, they blow up.
Yeah, it's true.
They're not like humans dressed as clowns and then turn into zombies. They're like, they're blowing up for some reason, They're like mechanical, if they're blowing up. So it's weird how they blow up, but...
It was really cool to find Neil's head, though, and put it on him. And then we noticed later that there's
There was something
two
else.
other things with Neil. Whereas he'll help, if you help him do two other things, he'll help you. He'll return the favor in some way. So I really wonder when we do play it more, if we get all of the spots opened where we're running around the whole thing, we use the transporter, you know, maybe we'll just get it functioning and we'll, you know, like it'd be cool to play. Again, I'm
because after
down.
you attach his head, he just kind of scoots around and he'll like run zombies over and stuff. So as you get farther on, I bet, and you do like another thing or level or whatever to him or whatever other piece you have to get, I bet it enhances his capabilities, whatever he does.
Yeah, because I remember the first time I found his head, I was like, wait, what? I found somebody's head?
Yeah, some robot head.
And so then I picked it up, and then
like a later match, you saw his body.
Yeah, at a later time I saw his body, I was like, oh my god! And so then I'm like, I'm going to put his head on his body. And the head, for me, was usually in the same spot, or same area.
I think for the most part, it was kind of you would go back
around
and then
corner.
to the right is where I found it once.
Well, most of the times when I was playing and I found it, it was on the left side of that big round thing in the middle. Like when you go into the next level and you get to that.
So you're heading towards the back.
Right.
Right.
And it was to the left.
To the left?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I found it on the right.
Yeah, because when I found it, it was to the left, I think.
I wonder,
my directions are right.
I wonder, does a walker have it, and then when you kill the right walker, he drops it, or is it
I don't
just
know.
on
It
the
could
ground?
just be on the ground because we're trying to generate power back to the amusement park. So I mean, and there's still more to do because you notice when we get out of that first area, they say, "Oh, we need to generate this."
There was another one.
Yeah,
Well,
and I did
you
find.
found-
I did
you
find
found
the
that.
switch, and I flipped that one, and it was actually what turned on the transporter, the teleport. And then it shows you where it teleports you to.
That's right. So I wonder if we were supposed to go in it.
It'd probably just take us back to the beginning.
Because I'm trying to remember, you flipped it, we found the transporter, and we died pretty quick after. I don't think we made it to another area, didn't we? We were in that area when we
Right.
died, I think. So maybe you do have to go... Maybe you're supposed to get something there that, you know, we had to do in the first, you know what I mean? So then, since you make it that far, you get it, then you go through the teleport, and then you can use, I don't know, whatever it was. That's what I like about the zombies, is like, there's all these little mechanics inside of it.
Yeah. I really enjoyed it. I like the 80s music.
Yeah. I mean, I liked the setting of the Black Ops one, because I like that 20, 30, 40s type stuff, that old Norse stuff too. And I really did like that, like the...
But then there was also the sunglasses, because like in the
the
Black Ops one, there was the monster that you could become, but when you're done being the monster, it teleports you back to where you became the monster. So, I mean, there's that downside. But on the new one, in Infinite Warfare, on that one, it's these sunglasses that you put on, and it turns your vision black and gray. But it also points out things that you don't see without those. And you did shoot that target that released something, but I don't know if it was like Infinity ammo or something like that, but it was Infinity something that it gave us.
You know what? Remember how I tried looking for it later, that target later, and I couldn't see it, but I didn't have the glasses on? I wonder if I put them on.
That's why when I put them on, I tried looking for that. I looked around everywhere to try and see what I didn't see before.
Was it, the target wasn't there?
No, I was in a different area.
Oh, you were?
I was in a completely different area.
Because I'm wondering if those targets are just a one-time hit thing. So once you get it, it's like a collectible, like shoot all 50 or whatever, you know?
It could be, but I mean,
it
like,
could just be
with
something like that.
With the Black Ops ones, there's also those keys and locks and things that you can find and unlock, whereas the Infinity Warfare doesn't have those. It has, like, the sunglasses and power switches, but I enjoyed it.
It had, like, it had stuff that, like, actually helped you more. Like, there was the coins, remember that, I can't remember what they called them, but the coins, and then there was...
The cards.
Yeah, then the cards, which you can only activate at a certain time. You can't just use them at any point. But you hit up on the D-pad to select which card you have, because you have multiple cards, and then to use it, you hit the left and right bumper at the same time. Yeah, we were playing on Xbox, too. It's also worth mentioning.
Yeah, it was on Xbox. And surprisingly, later on, after we stopped, you were watching the replay of it, and you're like, are you not using the scope to narrow down?
Yeah, you don't aim down the sights.
Yeah, I've never aimed down the sights, because when I play games, if I aim down the sights, it takes me an additional 2 seconds to actually find the target, but by that point, they've already shot me and I'm dead. And you were just so surprised that you don't aim down the sights, and I was like, no, but I got just as many headshots as you did.
No, you really did.
Multiple times.
You were right there with me. You were getting as many kills. You were getting just as many headshots. We were both dropping and rezzing the same. Like, we were playing dead head or dead even.
I noticed whenever, even like on Uncharted or anything, if I aim down the sights, they've already got me by the time I've got the target where I need it to be.
But third-person shooters like Uncharted, it's not really like aim down sights. It's over the shoulder. Remember?
Yeah.
So when you hold down the left one, it just kind of zooms in a little bit.
Yeah.
But first-person shooters are the aim down sights when it pulls the gun like that. You know.
Yeah. See, but
But like on Fallout, what do you do on Fallout? I know you do VATS a lot, but if you're not using VATS, you just hip fire on that too, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I've watched you play Fallout a lot too, and I don't think I ever noticed that.
Yeah. If I'm creeping up on somebody, then I use aiming down the sights.
It's like a sniper rifle. You'll scope it, but
I don't.
I'm talking like
do
handgun or machine gun, like straight up aiming down sights, not like scoping.
Yeah, I use VATS.
Yeah.
To where if I'm in the middle of battle, I'm shooting at them, but I'm also using VATS.
It's funny, when I've been playing Fallout 4 a lot more lately, I haven't been using the VATS like near as much as I used to.
I use the VATS a lot because I think the VATS are really cool because it like slows everything down for a second.
No, the VATS is very good for someone like you that doesn't play a ton of like first-person shooters like I do.
Yeah.
In Fallout 3, the VATS actually stopped time completely. The VATS in Fallout 4, they changed it to where it just slows it down, which I like how they did that. Because Fallout 3, when you use VATS, they literally stop. And it was it was almost a cheese mechanic, you know, where you can cheese it and kind of just made it easy, like a little too easy.
I just thought it was so funny that you didn't notice that
I
wasn't aiming down the sights. And then when it was great when you realized I wasn't aiming down the sights, and it's like, well, I still got as many headshots as you did. I mean, yeah, I missed a lot of times, but I still got a lot of headshots.
I don't know how you do, because when you hip fire, the reticule is still kind of like a wide area. When you aim down sights, it pinpoints it more, you know, to where it's going to hit where you're putting it, you know.
But I still got quite a few good headshots, and that's one thing I liked about this new one that we played last night is when we were playing it, there's some of them coming over the windows that we were barricading, but when you got them right in the head, the whole body would like flip backwards.
Yeah, they actually had good, they call that like ragdoll physics for when they like die. It has good physics in that one.
I liked that because it was nice to get a good headshot, and then you see the whole body almost go flip backwards, and it's like, ah. Yeah,
during one of the matches, I remember I just looked down or whatever. Whatever I was doing, I did see in your screen. You literally just like plat plat, just like hit two of them, one shot each, and they both like damn near backflipped, and I was like, damn.
And it was good headshots too. See, so I mean, it may be a little easier because I did so good at it, but I may have also gotten improved on my gaming skills.
No, I mean, hip firing, if it works, just do whatever works, you know? Like, you know, everybody's different for the most part when they play. I mean, I've never showed you the claw mechanic, how some people play that don't...
Oh, yeah, you've shown me.
That don't have, like, scups and stuff, how they play like this.
Yeah, you've shown me that.
So they can, reload, or no, res. Because this is normally a res button. So they can res, aim, and shoot and move at the same time. But scups, you can do it because then you have the paddles down here. Yeah. That you can map to you can map your face buttons to these. So then you can jump, res,
and for those of you listening that can't see it, he's holding the Xbox controller.
Yeah, I had the Xbox controller. I mean, most of the people listening would
understand.
Get what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know it too, so I'm not really telling you anything you don't know, but...
That's true, you have told me that before. See, I listen.
But yeah, I mean, if hip iron works, go
I did
for it.
good. And then we did the card thing, and I'm like, oh, what's this, and this? And then I just spend all my money, and you're like, what did you do? I'm like, I don't know, what did I do?
Oh, yeah, it was when we were done, and you get, like, keys, and, but yeah, you opened up, one of it's like a more rare loot box, and it used more keys, but then it also used, I think it's called, like, CP, like, whatever that is, which I think that's the in-game currency that you use real money to get in the game, like silver and Destiny.
See, and that's just one thing I would never understand, is spending real money on a game that you already have. It's like
it's called microtransactions.
I have a hard time with DLCs nonetheless, because it's like, my brother-in-law says, I already bought the game, why do I need to pay more to get another section of the game? You know, and it's just, I have a hard time with that. That's why I'd rather buy the season pass on some games, and then on others, just be like, no, I'm okay, just the basic.
And he's so prideful on that, like, he will not buy any DLC whatsoever, no matter what game it's for. Even if it's for his favorite game, he won't buy it, because just out of principle of that.
Watch there be a DLC for Mass Effect.
There probably will be.
Yeah. We'll get him that for Christmas.
I don't know what kind of DLCs Mass Effect did in the past, but I can see multiplayer map expansions. I could see maybe a story expansion with a few more quests.
We'll have to get it on Xbox so we can play with them, and then that's what we'll get him for Christmas is DLC.
But see, since we brought that up, I do want to give just my quick point of view on that, though. Obviously, I think it's bullcrap, too, the whole DLC market. Especially look at a game like Destiny 2, right? The game's not even out yet, and they already have the base game and expansions 1 and 2 already planned out.
Yeah.
So it's like, why isn't all that, you know?
It's a marketing technique. It's how to make more money off of something that's already out.
Business-wise, obviously it makes sense.
Yeah, because you're making the money, people are buying the DLC, which, I mean, it's not that I don't understand it. I do understand it, and the tactics behind it, but... why you gotta be so cheap like that, you know? Like,
right, and then
cutthroat.
And then your brother-in-law's point, like, I get his point too, but I don't like it, but I'll still get DLCs if...
Which is exactly why they do it, because...
You don't gotta like it, but why deprive yourself of good content of a game you like, you know? So...
Exactly, and that's what they saw for the marketing techniques, is they're like, wait, what if we withhold some of the DLC, like withhold some of the content, to where if they really like it, they'll buy more, you know, and that's how they make their money. That's how they make so much money. So I mean, I understand it. If I was a business, yeah, I get it. But I mean, if I was a video game publisher or something, you know, anything like that sort, I would probably just do it all at once for a little higher price, rather than. But then I understand it's complicated, because then I do understand their concept of the downloadable content, to where it's like, okay, we just released this new game, we made this much, 3, 4, 5 months from now we're gonna have this DLC and it's gonna make this much, and then that money's on top of what you already made. Whereas if you just did it all at once, you're making less. So I understand it. It's just hard to.
But then in some cases, it literally is just content that they made after release.
Yeah.
And they're just adding more stuff to a great game. Yeah. Like, look at Fallout 4. I mean, that game was huge, just the base game. Mm-hmm. And they came out with a lot of DLC. I mean, they had great after-release support for Fallout 4. Granted, every bit of it was paid DLC, but still. I mean, so I get that point too. Is that
I get it, but it doesn't mean I like it.
Yeah, I mean, it even comes down to sometimes, like, honestly, sometimes they don't even start making the DLC until after. Sometimes that is the case. Yeah. Sometimes they don't start making it until after, and so all they're doing is literally just expanding.
So it's exactly that. I do understand why they do it. It just doesn't mean I like it, because it's like, I want this DLC, but now I have to pay more money for a game I already have, just to play more of it, you know. It's scandalous thing.
One thing
It's a
I
very
do like,
scandalous thing.
yeah. I mean, but it's been around long enough. Everybody's pretty much, for the most part,
Yeah.
used to it and has accepted it, and they just do it.
They don't like it, but they have no other choice because they want the content.
That's the way the market is, right?
Yep.
And it's the same thing with microtransactions, too, spending real world money for
See, that's
in-game
something I
stuff.
don't think I would ever do. Like, I remember working at one of my old jobs, and this lady would come in, like, every once a week just to buy microtransactions for Farmville or whatever, and I'm like, why are you spending real
That's
money?
a phone one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so, yeah, I mean, it's still the same concept. It's still the same thing, even though it's a phone game, but it's still the same thing. Exactly, yeah. Real world money for digital content. What players really don't like is if it's like a pay to win, where whatever you're getting in the game makes you so OP, overpowered, that you're unstoppable. That's obviously crap.
Yeah.
That's why most companies, their microtransactions are more geared towards like vanity items. That's the way Destiny does it. So your real world money goes to like
there was
emotes and emblems and shaders.
Well, there was that guy that spent a lot of money on the microtransactions to see if it would increase his chances of getting something, and it didn't.
Oh yeah. You're talking about Holtzman back. I think he did that back when Rise of Iron dropped because he was testing out the drop chances of the boxes the packages you can buy with silver. This is what I wanted to touch on real quick while we were talking about that. One thing I like about consoles nowadays too is with them needing to always be online and all this stuff. I love how even after a game's release, they can change it, by patches and expansions and all this stuff. Back in the old days, a game would come out, and if it was crap and broken, a crappy broken piece of poo, then that's it. It's going to be a broken piece of crap poo,
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
You're
a poo.
No, you're a poo. I'm sorry, I had that opportunity. That's my favorite knock, knock joke. No, you're a poo.
And, but yeah, I mean, I like that now. I mean, so many games now, you're seeing games release with a day one patch, to fix certain little issues. So,
and there's some issues that don't arrive on the game until they release them. Like once they hit the online, oh great, there's this patch here we need to fix, so they fix it. But
you know what a good example of that is? No Man's Sky. When that launched, there was a lot of technical problems that we didn't see because we got it on PS4, but there was a lot of technical problems on the PC port of it. And the reason for something like that is Hello Games, the studio that made it, is so small. They don't have like a testing department that all these other big developers have. So they didn't have the manpower to test the full game before they released it to get all the bugs and kinks worked out, right? In Grandma's Boy, Alex, that's what he is one of those testers.
To get the kinks out. Yeah,
that tests games for bugs and all that. So
they should have a game Demonic.
You know what? It actually reminded me of a game too that was back on the, because if you remember, he's playing it on the Xbox One, like the original Xbox. And it reminds me of one, but I can't quite put my finger on what it was. But I know that wasn't the one in the game. Or for the movie. I think for the movie, they probably just had some developer make a quick little game or something for him to play. Because I did read in a game magazine once, they were talking about how Grandma's Boy is like one of the best kind of video game movies.
Which it is, because it's not based on a video game, it's based on these gamers.
A character that
creates
that is a video game tester, yeah.
Yeah. I love Grandma's Boy.
I love that movie too. It's literally one of my favorite movies.
We'll go to the Looney Bin together.
Right? Wow, this episode flew by. We're actually wrapping up the last 40-something seconds of it, so thanks for listening. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for our Talking Decay, our Walking Dead podcast, because it is actually the season finale tonight. And it will be the season finale for Talking Decay tomorrow, so
tune in. If you have any questions, you can email us, and we will check our email next time for sure.
Yeah, you can email at soldierfushaonlyshow@gmail.com, and like I said, be sure to check out our live streams at twitch.tv/soldieronly. I stream pretty much every day, and like we said, the Call of Duty Zombies will be streaming every Saturday. So
And you can find me on Instagram.
yeah,
as
follow
well.
her on Instagram at Fusha only, and yeah, thanks for listening, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Peace.